Hey, everybody. I have been super busy with the last stages of submitting my tenure portfolio. I thought that this was a good opportunity to tell you the real story of how Skene got started, why it exists. I came to the States late in my career. I had already been working in Mexico for well over 10 years, and I had a successful career that had stagnated there. One of the things that no one tells you when you are moving to another country is that however much experience you had in your previous country, it pretty much disappears here. What I mean is that every person that I had in my resume as a reference was unknown here. So by the time I was halfway through my master's, I realized that I had no one. I had no one that could recommend me, that could speak for my work. As a matter of fact, one of the first projects that I did here in the States, I had to give it away for free. I approached a theater at SETC and I told them, you know what, you don't know me, but I know a lot of the people that had worked with you. And I know that my references might as well be blank spaces, but I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to design a show for you for free. And if you like it, you're going to call me back and you're going to pay me for do that second show. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. That was our one shot. And so I designed that first show. And that was actually the beginning of a long-standing relationship with that theater until I moved away. So I panicked because I was also in super dire straits. I was quite literally starving. So I needed a way to start working. And so my solution to that was to seek visibility. I reached out to college newspapers. I reached out to contests and organizations. And then finally on my last year, Jen Shuren, who's a collaborator from USITT, reached out to me. She did a spotlight series on me. They would do like a short dive into your career and who you are and what makes you tick. It wasn't much, maybe, looking at it now, looking at it from the outside. But for me, it was monumental. It was everything. It was the very first step into a series of steps that would bolster my visibility and just get my name out there. That every time that I would point at my resume and people look me up, there wasn't going to be just a gap. I was actually talking to Jen not too long ago about how her agreeing to interview me became one of the foundational moments for Skene. I have always known that for someone in that position, for someone who's an immigrant designer, who's starting in the field, for someone who hasn't found a way to gain that visibility through the traditional mediums, or who is not brought up as assisting someone that is famous, that was an option. I think that is one of the most valuable things that Skene can do. It can serve as proof. We have had artists on Skene that have used their features as proof for their immigration cases, that have used us to request grants. And I'm very proud that is something that we can do, that is something that we can provide for people, because I know just how important it was for me. And I know that for some of the people that we feature, this might be their very first feature. And it might be the thing that separates them from an acceptance or a rejection in a tenure case or an immigration petition, or it might just be the one thing that connects them to the next person, that connects them to the next person. And that is, in the end, how we build careers. That's how I built my career, one person at a time. So that's it. That's the story of how Skene started before it actually started. How I thought that having a mechanism to get your name out there would actually, this has been the production notes. I got nothing else for the group.